And welcome back. How about this? Food for Thought. It's a lecture series, and the Beekeeping 101 lecture is coming. And it's happening at the Canada Agriculture and Food Museum on Thursday. To say hello to us right now, we have Arianne Richeson, the Education Officer, Canada Agriculture and Food Museum. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Good to see you here. And Paul Lacelle, he's a board member, Ontario Beekeepers Association. Paul, hi.
Hi there.
You're also a beekeeper, I guess?
Yes, I am.
Is that the official title? To be a beekeeper?
Beekeeper's fine.
Yeah, beekeeper's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How many times have you been stung, my friend?
Well, I get that question asked a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't really get stung that often.
Because you know what you're doing.
Well, I have been stung a few times.
In the early days, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially. How many years have you been beekeeping?
I've been beekeeping probably at least 25, 30 years.
Wow. And the association, the Ontario Beekeepers Association, it's been around for some time.
It's been around since 1881.
1881,
Yes.
okay. Interesting. All right, Arianne, there's so much always happening at the Canada Agriculture and Food Museum. Can you tell us what we will learn on Thursday night at this lecture?
So Paul, I'm definitely the one to talk a bit more about the
Yes.
content, but these are lectures that are meant to help people engage with professionals in the agriculture and food community. So in this case, people who might be interested in having their own bees have no idea what's involved. It's really for those folks that have an inkling of curiosity, might want to try it out and can hear from an expert what's involved.
Okay. She probably said everything that needs to be said,
Well,
right?
beekeeping has become very, very popular in the last few years. Mostly because of, people are always talking about the deaths of the honeybees, but I think they are coming back a little bit.
Good. That's good news.
I think one of the biggest things that I find is people are very curious about what's happening in an actual beehive. And once they see one, their curiosity, I think, peaks even more. They want to know what's going on inside. So this talk that we're going to be doing Thursday night is just going to be introducing people on what's happening in a hive, basically the life of a beehive.
Okay. It is quite a fascinating thing, and I know just the kids seem to be fascinated right up into to adults, obviously.
Lots of kids.
We have some footage here we're showing right now. Looks like a beautiful summer day. This isn't in real time here. But what we saw at the beginning of this footage, and you have one actually right in front of you, is that called a smoker?
Yeah, that's basically a smoker that we use in the hive.
What's the purpose for one of those?
The best thing that I can tell you is that it just calms the bees down a little bit more. They think basically the hive is, something's happening to the hive.
Okay.
So they go down and start gorging themselves on honey.
Really?
So what it does is it basically, while you're working on the hive, it gets them out of your hair.
Interesting. Okay.
You give it a little bit of smoke at the front of
Yeah.
the hive before we go into it, because that's where all the guard bees are.
Yeah.
And you want to get them off their game. So it knocks that pheromone scent out of the way.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Wonder if that works on humans. Oh, maybe.
Well, I
Distract
don't think it
some
works
people.
on humans.
Interesting. Okay, so the best way to get tickets for this, we've got more to talk about, obviously, but Arianne, how do you get tickets to
Yeah,
events
so
like this?
it would be to consult the, excuse me, the website for the Canada Agriculture and Food Museum, and there's a link to ticket sales right there. It's
Okay.
this Thursday at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Can you give us some interesting facts that maybe people don't know about, Paul?
Well, I'll give you an interesting fact. Let's say you had a jar of honey.
Yeah.
If you had a 1 kilo jar of honey, that would probably take bees probably around 2 weeks to fill that up. And you're looking at about 35 to 40,000 bees to fill that jar of honey up.
Wow.
If you look at one bee in its lifetime will only fill up a 12th of a teaspoon of honey. So when you're looking at a big jar of honey, you can imagine
The work that goes into it.
what goes into it. For a 2 kilo jar or a 1 kilo jar of honey, you're looking at the bees visiting probably about 6 million flowers.
Wow. That's a
So
lot.
they're busy.
I don't even know what to say. It seems like a jar of honey should be worth more than what we pay for, is what you're saying.
It should be.
The work that
And,
goes
and
into
of course, they thicken it up as well by flapping their wings,
that. Yeah. Okay.
because they have to
Interesting.
take all the moisture out of it.
I love it. This fantastic hat here as well. That's very stylish. This is basically a beekeeper's hat.
It's a beekeeper's veil. This is
Veil
just a
is
hat
what
I
you call
had
it.
kicking
Okay.
around, but yeah, I use it sometimes.
Okay. Probably important though, right? Because even though you're well versed, or
It's probably one of the
you've done
most
this-
important pieces of equipment, just so you don't get stung in your face, you know.
Because it doesn't matter how many times you've done this, the threat the possibility of it happening is still there, right? That a bee can get a little angry.
They can be, depending on who the beekeeper is.
Yeah, okay, all right. We need experienced beekeepers, and that's why we have this amazing lecture coming up. Arianne, can you tell us about some of the other cool things that are coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. So if people are interested in this kind of lecture, the next one that we have going on is on February 15th, and it's all about cricket farming. So it's kind of this exploding new type of agriculture where people are farming crickets to use as a protein supplement. So you could make chili with ground up cricket protein.
Okay, so how popular is this?
It's getting more and more popular as people are looking for alternative forms of protein. I should have brought you some cricket cookies.
I'm very glad you did. Okay, so cricket farming, and is that the only? So this is a new series that you have these lectures?
Yeah, so it's a series where it's just about adult education, ongoing learning, and so that's February 15th. People will be able to sign up probably as early as next week.
Okay.
We have Family Day just around the corner too on February 19th. We always have a slate of activities for that day as well.
Of course. Do you have a new skating rink?
We do have a skating rink.
Is this the first year that you've had
It's
a skating
the
rink?
second year, but we kind of soft launched it last year, so not a lot of people knew about it. We're hoping, it's been a tricky winter because with the warm thaw, we've had a pool at some days and then a great rink at some other days. But it's a beautiful rink, especially if you have kids that are just learning to skate, because it's just small enough that they can feel really comfortable, and also you get to visit cows after you're done skating.
Of course. Love this. I just love your facility. It's so informative and educational for kids and adults alike. Paul, we look forward to this lecture coming up on Thursday night. Do we get to taste honey that night?
I might bring some honey.
Not to put you on the spot or anything, but you know that would be a definitely big
no
selling
worries,
point for me.
we can bring some honey.
Thank you very much, Paul Lacelle, board member of the Ontario Beekeepers Association, and of course, Arianne Richeson from Canada Agriculture and Food Museum.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time as always.
Thank you.
Be safe. Wear that veil. Even on OC Transpo if you have to, you know? You never know when a bee's going to get you. All right, coming up, we've got more daytime right here on Rogers TV. Stick around. Thank you.